Hi, I'm Catrina Demonteverde with IdeateTV, and I have Tim Crawford here, the founder of UFO TV. Hi, Tim. How are you doing today?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
Good. Thank you. Thank you for having us.
My pleasure.
So, tell me more about UFO TV.
UFO TV is kind of like the Netflix of UFOs and suppressed science and political controversy. We've been around 30 years, so we're well acquainted with all of these topics. For instance, archaeology is a big area. And one of the things about our viewers is they're very discerning connoisseurs and are always looking for brand new films that bring new information to the table. And so that's always been our hallmark over the last 30 years. We started in the days of video rental stores before the internet, and now we're a channel, just like Netflix or Amazon, but with a clean focus on the strange and unexplained, mystery and wonder, and where real academically disciplined scientists and historians and activists are making documentaries that are based on real stuff that's going on. For instance, the legitimate search for extraterrestrial life among the people that are discovering exoplanets, and a large percentage of those star systems have planets in what they call the Goldilocks zone, like Earth, can support life. You have, of course, SETI and the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, which was popularized in the movie Contact. And SETI is alive and well, and both exoplanet research and SETI are both very popular areas where real scientists are looking at this question and are great inspiration to kids. But the difference between the exoplanet and the SETI people and the UFO enthusiasts, even though they're all interested in ET, is the SETI people and the exoplanet people they believe in ET life, but they're not visiting here. Whereas on the real hardcore UFO enthusiast believes that at least in our ancient past, that there's an extraterrestrial connection. Then it depends upon your depth of your interest, whether or not you are interested in things like abduction and contacts. But of course, everybody wants to see flying saucers, so UFO footage is always big.
That's interesting. I didn't know there was a difference between
we
the
could go on
UFO.
forever
Yeah,
with this stuff.
I mean, you know a lot. I can tell, like, you know a lot about, extraterrestrial existence and whatnot. Have you always
And
been
the question,
interested?
anyway, of not
I
being
know.
alone.
Yeah, exactly. So, have you always been fascinated with that world?
I have. As the founder of this company, I was hooked when I discovered that there were, at the time, a couple of hundred documentaries on this stuff with real scientists, and no one in home video or even Hollywood knew these films existed. And I had only seen things like a documentary on UFOs from Rod Serling or William Shatner. It was like a couple things you saw on TV. And so I remember the first time I saw the Bob Lazar video.
What is that?
It was a sort of a whistleblower, just like Snowden, who we know about, whistleblowing the whole cyber thing with the government and military. In the case of Lazar, the story goes that he worked at Area 51 on technology and recovered crash debris of extraterrestrial origin. They had 9 gravity-propelled discs. The video talked about the physics that described the technology which allowed for the travel over vast distances through the manipulation of gravitational fields. The point was, it was all science. And I said, wow, this should be in every video store in America. And then I just kept digging, and I was just fascinated with this content. It's almost like reality sci-fi. And I'm a big sci-fi fan. I mean, you name the movie, I probably have a download of it from iTunes. So yes, it's passionate, a passionate topic to kind of wrap your head around, and it's a blessing that as a filmmaker, I'm afforded the opportunity to spend 30 years just on this, making films, and
Seriously, yeah. It must be fun, right?
it really is a blast, and I have to put a shout out to my wife and kids for being so wonderful to allow me to do this, as long as I pay the bills.
It's a good deal, right? Good trade-off.
It is, yeah. But it really, this stuff is like our channel is like a novelty engine that to inspire people to think outside the box, and it's that kind of thinking that creates an environment where there are so many scientific miracles emerging today that they wouldn't have imagined when we were putting a man on the moon, a human being on the moon.
So, are you a believer?
With qualifications.
Okay. Okay, got it.
I definitely believe in an extraterrestrial connection to our ancient past. I have been fascinated by a lot of the sightings material, film footage, video footage, photographs of UFOs. I think the best stuff comes from like 1950 to the year 2000. I think everything after the year 2000, we get into a time where we now have Photoshop technology. YouTube has become on YouTube, there's a cottage industry for YouTube channels cranking out fake UFO footage. And then it's popping up in the tabloids in the UK, and then that's helping drive subscriber traffic to these sites that are perpetuating hoaxes. And so it's a cottage industry. And so where do you go to find clean photographic and video evidence of this stuff? Well, you have to be really discerning on YouTube. And then it's the vintage stuff that's really fascinating when they didn't have Photoshop.
Yeah, no, I mean, because technology can basically do anything nowadays. So I definitely agree that you have to be, I mean, you do have to be careful about like what is real, what is not, because people can fabricate anything.
Yeah. Special effects are phenomenal. Computers are phenomenal. Exactly. I mean, this stuff looks so good.
Well, what's your favorite part about Alien Con?
The amount of people and just the sheer size of the event. Traditionally, a great UFO convention will bring in like 1,000 to 1,500 people, and those are really great events. So this is pretty much the first. I mean, these are the people that put this event together. Have a lot of practice doing events that are larger, like Harry Potter and the Broadway Conference and in New York, and just various fan-based events, and to bring that expertise to this level with the backing of History Channel and Ancient Aliens, and of course Project Blue Book's very good. Those are the two things that they're kind of talking about at the show from History Channel. They're the sort of the benefactors that get this going with the company that puts this on. And so just the sheer size of it is unprecedented. Usually, back in the 90s, you go to a Whole Life Expo and it'd be a lot of stuff. But people in this environment, they're really into very specific. We're into UFOs and suppressed science and conspiracies, and definitely forbidden archaeology and the ancient alien thing, and that's our group, that's our people, and so I'm hoping that we can keep doing Alien Con and perhaps be in Dallas this year, and just keep riding the wave as long as people are interested and come out, and
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for your time and teaching us about UFO TV and just the historical aspect of it. We really appreciate it. Thanks you.
Thanks for your support as well.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm Catrina Demonteverde with IdeateTV at Alien Con.